This is why you should learn the backbend bridge. So first, it's great for your thoracic spine mobility and rotation, and it will help you for a lot of sports and involving rotations and range of mobility. And second, you can learn to do cool stuff. You can also learn to progress into backbend, walkover, and more advanced gymnastics drills. And it's also good connections with your other muscles. It strengthens also your back, your core, your glutes muscles as well. So I'm going to show you the technique on how to do it and where to get started. So if you're ready, let's start with a warm-up. First, it's important to warm up the wrist because we're going to spend a lot of time on them. So we're going to rotate on one direction about 10 times. And then other side. And then you're going to bring your hands together like this, like palms together, and then slowly go down like that 5 times. Okay, and then close it down, and again. Nice one, and once more. Okay, now I'm gonna grab bands. I'm gonna warm up the shoulders. So all you need is band or broomstick. A band is a bit better because it allows more range of motion, especially if you're quite new. So get it as wide as you can, and obviously the wider it is, the easier it is, and the shorter, a little bit harder. Okay, so straight arms and pass your heels all the way down like this. You want to keep your core engaged and squeeze the glutes. And this is great to warm up your shoulder extension because you want to have good shoulder mobility as well as thoracic mobility. And again, about 10 times. Okay, nice one. A good stretch to also do is some overhead squats, some snatch balance I call them, and it's also great for like bringing your arms to shoulder level. Okay, so get your hips a bit lower than your knees and knees aligned with your feet. And again, 10 times. You want your arms aligned with your ears. Stay at the bottom and come back up. Okay, let's just do some overhead squats. Just five times. There. 1, stay at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're just warming up the back of the shoulders. Take your band and pull apart like this. Elbows are slightly underneath your shoulders. About 12 reps. Okay, another good stretch is to do a quadricep stretch and hip flexor stretch. This is good for your mobility, so it's great for when you're doing the hip extension. So I would try to get your knees together and squeeze the glutes so that your hips are in front. Okay, I would stay for about 20 seconds on each side. Okay, so I would stay for about 20 seconds on each side. Okay, now we're ready to start the workout. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the wave and load. So this is great to articulate your spine and really warm up all the areas of your spine and thoracic spine, and important that you don't just get too stiff. So we're gonna start as a beast, a loaded beast like this. So knees a few inches off the floor. Okay, from here, you're gonna bring your hips as high as you can, head in between your arms, okay? And then you're gonna unroll your spine vertebrae per vertebrae. Squeeze the glutes, brace your abs. Okay, then look at the horizon in front of you. Look just straight in front. Okay, shoulders underneath, shoulders away from your ears. And then again, curl, again, thoracic spine, and then lower spine into loaded beast. Again, like this. Hips high, slight bend in the knees, and then down. Okay, keep your knees soft as you're in a downward dog, and then loaded beast. Okay, so knees soft, and if you can straighten them more, but it's a bit harder. But keep your knees soft. Down slowly, and again. Okay, so that's the wave and load. Okay, so now we want to strengthen your back by doing some back extension. This is very important because the back bend bridge is at the same time a strengthening exercise, but also flexibility, but it combines both flexibility and also strength. So you need to be strong as well, not just flexible. Okay, so you start like this, with toes curled like this. And the first option is arms by your side. So squeeze your glutes. You can also have your hands here to make it easier, and you can use a bit your hands, so it should be about mid-chest level. Okay, and raise like that. You can go as high as you can, but make sure to squeeze the glutes. Okay, don't you just use your back, and really squeeze. Okay. Okay, next you can have by your side like this, and you can try going as high as you can. Squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your glutes, brace your abs. And then you can have your arms in front of you to make it harder. By your ears. Awesome. So I would do about 12 repetitions, between 8 and 12 repetitions. So you can do 3 times, or as long as you feel warmed up and your muscles are turned on and you're ready to do the more advanced techniques. Now we have the glute bridge. It's very important because you're using a lot the glutes when you're doing the back bend bridge. This is a lot coming from the hip extension, the glutes. So starting there, and there, you want to lie down. Make sure your feet are a little bit further forward than your knees and a bit wider than hip width apart. Okay, you're gonna push with your feet and mostly the back of your foot, back of your feet, and extend your hips using your glutes muscles like that, and slowly go down. Okay, and you can do single leg bridges. You can also do a bit more advanced by doing single leg glute bridges. So I would do this one for 12 repetitions, and you can do this one for 8 repetitions on each side. So same thing, keep your knee aligned with your foot and push up. Okay. Okay, and you can also walk your hamstrings by doing hamstrings walk like this. Okay, so in a glute bridge position, walk, take 1 step, 2 steps, or 3 steps. Okay, keep your hips extended, squeeze the glutes. Okay, and again you want to do about 8 repetitions. Okay, now we have the reverse plank. So it's a little bit more advanced and it mimics a little bit more the bridge. So you want to have your feet a bit further than your knees and knees and feet a bit wider than your hips. Yeah, you know, push with your shoulders, so shoulders away from your ears. Important that you're not like that, very important. So push like this, use your back muscles, hands are facing back like that. Okay, push, squeeze the glutes. From there, you're gonna squeeze the glutes and extend your hips, like this. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Awesome, so you want to do about 8 to 12 repetitions. Okay, now you can do a bit more advanced by doing one-legged, like this. I would do 8 repetitions on each side. From there, same thing, keep your knee aligned with your foot, extend the hip. Squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze the glutes, brace your abs. Okay, you also want to strengthen your arms muscles, especially the triceps and the shoulders, because you're going to push with your arms. So I would also do a bit of tricep dips, so shoulders away from your ears and wrist underneath your shoulders. And from here, just push with your arms like this. Okay. Squeeze the glutes, brace your abs. To make it harder, do it on an elevated surface, so your hands are underneath your feet are higher than your hands, so like this. You can also do the dips on a bench with your hands on the bench, and you can do it with knee bends or with legs straight. Make sure that your elbows are about a 90-degree angle and your elbow is above your wrist and your shoulders are away from your ears. Okay, again, squeeze the glutes, brace the abs, squeeze your shoulder blades. Okay, and to make it harder, you can do it with straight legs. Okay, make sure to go about 90-degree angle and keep your shoulders away from your ears, squeeze the glutes, brace the abs. Okay, now we're gonna learn the crab reach. So this is also a great move for thoracic flexibility, mobility and strength. So from here, you wanna start in the same way that we did earlier. So with feet a bit further than your knees, and feet and knees a bit wider than your hips. Okay, look at the horizon. Okay, you're gonna start this time with your hand in between your eyes like that, and gonna start from there. From there, we're gonna push with your feet and extend the hips. So we're just gonna learn the 3-point bridge first. So from here, come there, bring your hips off the floor. Okay, bring the glutes off the floor, squeeze the glutes, and you're gonna extend your hips like that. Okay, notice my shoulders. Your shoulders should be away from your ears and underneath, above your wrist. So it shouldn't be like that, or it should be aligned like that. So that's your 3-point bridge. So you can change sides every time here, there. Okay, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your glutes. Okay, now once you're ready, you can do the rotation, okay, and the full crab bridge. Okay, from here, there, 3-point bridge, and then you're gonna rotate, bring your arm, your forearm above your forehead. Okay, there, then come back and there, and again other side, up, rotate, come back down slowly. Make sure to squeeze the glutes and squeeze your shoulder blades and brace your abs. Now we have the kneeling back bends. So we're gonna reach from side to side, and that's really gonna help with mobility. So the first option is to just touch the foot that's on the same side as your hand. Make sure to squeeze the glutes because they're protecting your back. You don't just want to arch your back, okay? So brace your abs, squeeze the glutes, and then you're gonna reach back like this. Okay, and that's your first option. Really extend with the other arm like this. Okay, to make it harder, you're gonna reach for the opposite foot this time. So like this. Okay, once you master the crab bridge, you're gonna do a crab bridge into a deep squat, into a crab bridge. Okay, so from here, feet a bit further forwards than your knees and feet a bit wider than hips. Shoulders away from your ears, squeeze the glutes, brace the abs, look at the horizon, hands in between your eyes, crab bridge. And from here, you're gonna push forward, go into a deep squat, and then into a crab bridge. And then again. Once you know how to do the move, you can do it a little bit smoother. It's really gonna help extend the hips. And get a bit more mobility. you can do about 3 sets of 10 repetitions. You can do about 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Okay, once you're ready, you can also use a wall or something you can reach and do some rotation, thoracic rotation. So I'm using this, but you can use a wall, and it's just to open a bit the thoracic spine. So from there, stand a little bit in front, and you want to reach back. Okay, then rotate, make sure to squeeze the glutes and brace your abs. Okay, once you're ready, you can do the same thing as we did with the kneeling side-to-side bridge, but with a wall. I'm using this, but anything you can rotate and reach with your arms is good. So stand a few, so stand a little bit in front. It depends how much you want some bend, but a little bit further away is a bit easier. Squeeze the glutes, brace the abs, and you want to reach, really open your thoracic spine. And really squeeze the glutes, brace your abs. Okay. Bridge on the bench with your hands on the bench, so it makes it a little bit easier, and you can easily rotate like this. Okay, again, make sure to squeeze the glutes, brace your abs, and squeeze your shoulder blades. You can also do the bridge with feet elevated on the bench, and it's a bit easier because there's a bit less range of motion and your feet are a bit further away from your hands, so you can do that if you're a beginner. Okay, so now we're ready to do the bridge from an elevated surface. So this is a bit easier because your feet are a bit elevated, which means there's less range of motion, so it's a bit easier. And then we're ready to do it from the floor. Okay, so from here, my feet are a bit higher because I'm on elevated grass, so the grass is going downhill, but you can also use a bench or something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna use like this. So from there, you go on the floor like that. Okay, you want to have your feet a bit like the glute bridge, same position. Okay, so you want to have them a bit wider than hip width, and you want to have your feet a bit further forward than your knees. Okay, bend your arms and you want to push off the floor with your arms. Okay, so push off like this. Okay, so as I can't really talk while I'm doing the bridge, you want to have your arms aligned with your ears. It's very important, so you need to build the flexibility to get there. If not, you're not ready yet to do the bridge, and you should work on the other exercises. But if you are, you really make sure you have the arms by your ears and a nice thoracic extension. Okay, make sure that you're not using your back, but really opening the chest. Okay, so this is very important. Squeeze the glutes as well, and really extend your hips by squeezing the glutes, and also really squeeze your shoulder blades. Okay, so I'll show you again. Okay, now we're ready to do it from the floor. So it is exactly the same technique as with an elevated surface, but this time flat on the floor. So same thing. Okay, so same position. Okay, make sure you have your arms there. Okay, squeeze the glutes, brace your abs, extend your thoracic spine. And yeah, I can't talk once I'm in a bridge. So yeah, you really want to have a nice thoracic extension, squeeze the glutes, brace the abs. If you can straighten your legs a little bit. This is even harder, and I'll make some more beautiful bridge. But yeah, I'll show you again. Okay, what you can do in between once you do the bridges can be a lot on the back. I would stay a few seconds for each. We'll roll like this, just to give your back a little break. Okay, so once you do a few repetitions, I would do, if you're a beginner, about 3 to 5 repetitions, and stay as a few seconds on the bridge, and then in between I would do like this. So you get a little bit of mobility on the back, and you get a little bit of a nice rest, you know. Thank you for following this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more content like this with some exercises and how to do them, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will be happy to help you. You can also find some of my online courses, such as Improve Your Running at Home, Calisthenics for Beginners and Lower Body Calisthenics for Beginners on my website at tishkefit.co.uk. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.